All right. It is almost Friday. We're almost there. We're almost there. All right. Pardon the background noise. There's a party going on. There's a party going on in the background, and that's fine. That's family life. Anyway, got the mic on. Everything's working. That's amazing. I just love it. I'm getting good at this, except for the other parts. Whatever. Anyway, thank you so much for being here. Welcome to Thursday Night Live. Just some stuff here. I'm Mags, and I'll be your host. We got a lot going on. President Trump gave a speech the other night about Iran, a very important speech. Very important, very important. I heard it was very, very important. Well, I didn't hear, I watched it. Very important speech. I watched it. I stopped doing it where I'm live with those because I'm thinking everybody does that. So I stopped doing that, but I do watch it, sitting right here in the same seat that you find me in every Thursday night and whenever else I decide to go live, usually very early in the morning. But it seemed to me when I was watching it that he was just rehashing the same talking points, the same narratives about Iran, why we went there, yada yada yada. He seemed tired. He seemed disinterested. And then I was thinking it that way, and then I started thinking about the next day, and I'm like, you know what? we forget sometimes that like a lot of America doesn't really hear directly from Trump sometimes, and those speeches or addresses to the nation or whatever, the ones that get carried by all the networks and it's all over social media and it's all over YouTube and everything. Those are the ones that reach the most people. So it's almost necessary to do that. It's almost necessary to rehash that stuff because um, a lot of people don't know like that. And so he gave the whole story, like it or not. That's, he said what he said. Um, and yes, when I say that, I realize he's very active on social media. I don't really pay much attention to his Truth Social posts. I don't really like them, to be quite honest with you. That's one of the parts about him that I'm not real excited about all the time is his social media presence and the abrasiveness that he has sometimes doesn't really serve him well. I think he lost some support before when he was running against Biden because he was a bit um, harsh at times, and it turned a lot of people off. Whether that's good or bad, whatever, I don't know, but it is what it is. So anyway, there was this one post that he put up that I just thought I actually liked it, and I'm gonna bring it up because he said that he actually repeated it in his speech the other night. Um, let's see if I can. All of those countries that can't get jet fuel. Oops. They can't get jet fuel because of the Strait of Hormuz, like the United Kingdom, which refused to get involved in the decapitation of Iran. I have a suggestion for you. Number one, buy from the US. We have plenty. And number two, build up some delayed courage. Go to the Strait and just take it. You'll have to start learning how to fight for yourself. The USA won't be there to help you anymore, just like you weren't there for us. Iran has been essentially decimated. The hard part is done. Go get your own oil. President Donald J. Trump. I kind of like that. I know it's not necessarily good. You know what I mean? I don't think it's necessarily a good thing. I gotta open this door, man. It's warm in here. But I kind of like it. I like the attitude. You know what I mean? He's not wrong. I mean, they denied France denied us. We couldn't even fly in their airspace. They wouldn't even let us do that. It's they're supposed to be NATO. I'm sure that's going to be. Yeah, right. Yeah. So yeah, it's not necessarily good, but I wouldn't say it's necessarily bad. You know. So yeah, as far as that goes, I guess it was to people that were already paying attention. It's kind of repetitive, but it wasn't really for us. We were all expecting some big announcement or something like that, but that wasn't really for us. It was for the people that aren't, they don't know. They're not watching the news all the time. They're not following it, or they hear it from one side that maybe might be a little biased, might be a little corrupt. Ooh, speaking of corrupt, let me bring that up. There we go. Did you guys see this story where Fetterman's talking about Oprah? John Fetterman. Senator John Fetterman just exposed how Oprah Winfrey allegedly tried to buy his vote on the big, beautiful bill. She had her assistant approach me and offer me $20 million to vote against the bill. Is this true? I don't know. This could be satire. You gotta watch what you read, right? Now, on a serious note, Fetterman does still surprise me. Right here in this video.
Democratic Party. Who do you think leads the Democratic Party today?
Oh, we don't have one. I think the TDS. I think that's the leader right now. Right now our party is governed by the TDS, and now it's made it virtually impossible without being punished as a Democrat to agree something's good or I agree with the other side. And I would define that by epic fury. I am literally the only Democrat in America in Congress that I've come across that's saying, I think it's a great thing to break and destroy the Iranian regime. I think it's entirely appropriate to hold them accountable. And what's strange to me that every single Democrat that's run for president and anyone that I know in Congress says we must never allow them to acquire a nuclear bomb. When that happens, why not celebrate that or acknowledge that? I have only witnessed just criticism and this kinds of attack. Like, yeah, you don't have to agree on every single thing, but when a good thing happens, just because it comes from the different party, that tells me that you're choosing the demand of the base or the party over country or what's really I think appropriate in that circumstances.
In that circle. Anyway, so he continues to surprise me. He seems to be more of a statesman. He seems to be more of a statesman than a politician to me. Than a politician to me, which is refreshing. That is refreshing. You don't see it as much as we should. You know what else we don't see as much as we should? This. Oh, wait, that's not right. Hang on a second. I want that full screen. There we go. Okay. If you guys can hear that or not. Sorry, taking me so long. My producer's not here tonight. Fetterman is done. Yeah, he might be. I don't know. Pennsylvania goes, and that's a statewide election, and Pennsylvania went Trump last time. And it tends to be like purplish, you know. It used to be blue, but it seems like it's more purplish now. America's not lost. Oh, there you go. Yeah.
You could talk through the camera.
Hi.
Hello. Can we do it faster?
Yeah.
They're talking to a pastor. They're
Yep,
pastor.
it's me.
Hi, Pastor.
Hi, what y'all doing?
Nothing. We was exploring this train track, and we saw something evil. We just want to come
Something
pray.
evil. We want to come pray.
And I want to show you the picture.
It was
Okay.
It was something like that.
Oh, where you see that at?
And this
By the train
thing.
tracks.
And
By the
then it was a creepy dude in there, and we want to make a prayer. Yeah, we just want to make a prayer at the church.
Okay, I'm not there right now though. I'm just talking to y'all through the camera.
Yeah, we know.
You can come by tomorrow. I'll be there tomorrow at 12 if y'all want to come by and come inside and pray.
Okay,
Or you just want me to pray now? Or you want to wait till tomorrow?
No, we can wait till tomorrow.
Okay, you come by tomorrow around 12 and y'all can come in.
Wait, can you pray?
What time?
Wait, can you pray for us right now and pray for us tomorrow?
Yep, I can do both.
All right, y'all.
All right. Y'all ready?
There is hope
Yeah,
in
we're
America,
ready.
you know.
All right, Father, in the name of Jesus, I thank you. I lift your babies up to you right now, asking that you cover them from the crown of their head to the soles of their feet. Father God, dispatch your angels to encamp all around them. Protect them from all danger seen and unseen. Father God, put a shield of protection around them. Let nothing come near them, Father God, that may be trying to draw their attention away from you. Father God, we simply thank you. We give you all the glory, honor, and praise. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Thank you so
Amen.
much.
All right, y'all come back tomorrow, okay?
Thank you, Pastor.
All right.
We'll see
All
you
right.
tomorrow.
All right, love you.
Love you too, Pastor.
That's so great. That's so great. I love that. You know, there's good stuff out there too. It's not all negative. You know, it's not all negative. We don't have to focus on the negative. I'm going to get into my main topic here in a second, but here's a good example of kind of part of the problem. Oh, of course I X'd it out because I'm not a great producer. Here we go. Good old James Carville, the Raging Cajun.
Listen to me, Trump.
I think he might be a little bit.
Listen to me, Trump. I'm gonna tell you, fat fucking ass. Something. You're getting
Oh.
ready to get the living crap kicked out of you.
Oh,
You don't know because they haven't really told you.
Oh,
And let me
dang.
tell you something. They're gonna start breaking the news to you kind of gently, and you're gonna sit there and wonder what it feels like to be punched in the mouth by Mike Tyson. But you won't know, because it's quite one thing to imagine what it's like to get punched in the mouth by Mike Tyson.
He sounds tipsy to me. I don't know about you.
It's another thing to actually get punched in the mouth by Mike Tyson. And that's what's going to happen to you in November. Now, let's talk about your future, your post-November future. First, people are not going to return your phone calls.
Okay.
They're going to correctly think you yesterday. Yeah, they'll say, well, he's got 2 years left. He can do damage. No one gives a shit about him.
Oh.
The Democrats are going to investigate you to no end. I would like to introduce you to Senator Sheldon Whitehouse, D. Rhode Island, because it is a lot of people's view. By the way, and Congressman Jeffords and Senator Schumer, they're going to go down to the White House on November 10th, and then you're going to have some stiff photo of them sitting there talking about collegiality in corporations. Believe that bullshit. Then they're going to start going after you. Then they're going to start figuring out where all the money stolen is. Then they're going to go after you stupid jackass kids and their spouses and all the other bullshit that you see.
Imagine the anger. He wants them to go after their kids. He wants them to go after their kids' wives. He wants them to just go after them. I mean,
they're going to investigate the shit out of you.
They already have. They've already investigated him for 10 years. Since 2015, they've been investigating him. They've been lying about him. They've been making up stories. They've been making propaganda. They've been pushing narratives. They've been doing all kinds of stuff. They even changed the law so that they could arrest him or whatever and indict him in New York.
To this stuff you're doing in Iran, I got to tell you, you're getting really, really, really close to war crimes here. You're probably going to cross the line. And the one thing that Democrats are going to insist on in the 2028 election is that if you're indicted by the international courts, and I think it's in The Hague or Hague or somewhere in the Netherlands, we're going to protect your ass. We're not going to protect you. Understand that.
It is important, you know. This is the most important election of our time. Shut up, Carville. This is the most important election of our time. Yada, yada, yada. Everyone says that. Every election. It's never changed. It's always the same thing. Every election is the most important election ever. But you know what? They always are. They are. This midterm is the most important election so far, because it's the one that affects us in the next few years. And if Trump, or not Trump because he's not running, but if the conservatives, I shouldn't even say conservatives because Republicans aren't conservatives. Most of them are clowns. We should get rid of all of Congress. I would love it if we could get rid of all of Congress, run new people, regular people like the founders wanted. If you got rid of everybody in Congress, you'd only lose like 3-5 good people. The rest are compromised one way or another. Clear it out. On a side note, I was taking notes about John Fetterman. I've been watching him for many years. He was the mayor of Blawnox, Pennsylvania, which is a crap hole. No offense to Blawnox, it is what it is. And then he moved on to lieutenant governor of Pennsylvania under Governor Wolf, the tyrannical Governor Wolf, who did terrible things during COVID. Only second, if Cuomo in New York wasn't as bad as he was, you would have heard a lot more about Governor Wolf and his policies during COVID. But he closed businesses. He broke the Constitution many different times. Long story short, I don't want to get off topic here. There's been a lot. So are we divided? Are we fractured, as they say? I've been seeing a lot of this fighting going on the right, just a lot of bickering, a lot of back and forth between, influencers and their people. That's part of the problem, is these people that follow them. That's one of my areas of concern that we're going to get to here shortly. I am sick and tired of all the fighting. Most people, if you watch the show for a while, you've known that I don't really pick sides. If I find something interesting that someone said, or something I support, I'll repost it. I don't go, oh, I don't support that guy. He's right there, but I don't support that person, so I won't post that. There's so much infighting between influencers and their followers that it has me concerned. I'm concerned because the same tactics that have worked on so easily on the left for decades now, or even longer, really, that keeps them divided, separated, grouped up, manipulated, influenced into whatever actions pretty much their pop masters want them to do, is now working on the right easily. It worked a little bit, always did, but now it seems like it's so easy. Some of the feuds I did a little quick search. So I was like, give me a list of some of these feuds that are going on. And remember, it isn't just the people. It's not just the influencer or whatever the hell you want to call them. It's also the people underneath there, the groups of followers that then go fight with another group, a group of followers. Donald Trump and Marjorie Taylor Greene. Whatever. I don't respect anybody that gets elected to a term and then resigns before their term is up, unless, there's no reason for her to resign except for she was mad. Temperamental much? Oh, careful now. Candace Owens and Turning Point USA. Ben Shapiro and Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson and Laura Loomer. Tim Pool and Candace Owens. Milo, I forget how, Yiannopoulos or whatever, versus Benny Johnson. Elon Musk and Trump. Donald Trump and Thomas Massey. Alex Jones is jumping on the bandwagon now. The Krasenstein brothers, if you want to go there on Twitter, these two little influencer weirdo people that have very, very shady backgrounds. That's kind of important. We'll talk about that. Laura Loomer versus whoever. Steve Bannon versus whoever. It always seems to change. Could be anybody. It could be anybody at any time. It all depends on which way the political winds are blowing. It's tiring. It's just tiring. It's discouraging. For anyone new to the show, and trust me, I use the word show very, very loosely. I don't play a character here. I don't switch up my style or make a new image every 6 months. It's just me. I've always been me. I'll always be me. I don't claim to have all the answers. I'm just treading water and trying to fight the current just like you are. I try to be the voice of reason. I'm not interested in party or labels, groups. That's a tool used to control us. I can disagree with somebody and still have a conversation with them. Granted, it's hard. People get mad sometimes. It's hard on here because you can't really it's hard to have a conversation with people in the chat, but I try. It's not really a good environment for that. But in person, with people that you encounter during the day, I don't claim to have all the answers. I just don't have them. The founders gave us the First Amendment just for that reason. How you can have a conversation with somebody, you can disagree and still have a conversation. The First Amendment was written for that reason. I hold tight to my faith, my principles, my freedom. It's part of the reason why it's so discouraging to see so many people taking the bait on all of these feuds. If you pick a side, if you do what the left does and silence opposition, whether that opposition is on the left or it's someone on the right, on your own side, then you're a puppet. Nothing more than a puppet. Don't forget, they want us fighting. They want us to be at each other's throats. Of course, we're less effective when we're separated. But we all have a lot of us have the same core beliefs, and that's what we need to focus on. Not all these ridiculous feuds with people that don't really matter. They don't really matter. I don't care about Massey and Bongino fighting. The only people that benefits is Massey and Bongino. I don't watch Bongino. I did when he was on the radio. I listened to him when he was on the radio. I liked him. I thought he was rough around the edges, but he made some really good points. I really enjoyed his commentary on the story. I mean, he kept, it was months worth even, of his coverage of Butler, PA, where Trump was shot. I was there at that event. That doesn't mean I'm going to jump into the arena and put my reputation on the line to defend him. I don't care enough about it to do that. He's a commenter on TV or whatever. I like some of the things he says. I don't like some of the things he says. I'm not going to waste my time on it. Likewise, as far as Massey, I'm not really a fan of his. I'm not really someone, I've heard him do lengthy interviews, and I've listened to some podcasts he did for, I'm not really a fan. But I live in Pennsylvania, not Kentucky. So I figure let Kentucky figure it out. I'm not going to waste my time on that either. Which means, as a byproduct, that I'm not going to be influenced. I'll be less likely to be influenced into hating one person I don't know and cheering for another person I don't know. I guess I'm not a puppet. And you have to be not a puppet. You have to learn to kind of just not give a, I don't have a beep button. There's some things that you just have to not care about. We can't care about what podcaster is arguing with what podcaster. All these rank and file conservatives, quote unquote conservatives, are echoing the same garbage right now. The podcasting ecosystem runs on engagement. So the loudest rage peddlers will win until supporters stop feeding them. And don't get me wrong, not every podcaster is a grifter. But many are. So many people have a voice now. It's not necessarily a bad thing. So many people have a voice now for TikTok or Rumble or whatever. You can go, all you need is a phone and an internet connection. And now you can make yourself like a channel and make videos and have a voice. And that's a good thing. Don't get me wrong. That's a good thing. I think there should be, they have problems with the free speech on those platforms a lot of the times, but for the most part, that's a good thing. But who are some of these people really? That's part of the problem. People don't pay any attention to that stuff. I did a little bit of research into some backgrounds of some of the leading and some of the mid podcasters on the right and some on the left, mostly on the right. Because I'm analyzing my side. I like to keep us accountable as best I can. So I want to know what it looks like on our side. I hate to say our side. Don't get me wrong. Conservative. I'm on the right. So, I mean, it is what it is. I did some research on myself as well. And we'll get to that. I'm going to save that for the end, I think. Like, if I get to it, we'll see. But, there's some stuff about me on there, too. So some of these grifting influencers were in prison for 20, 40, even 60 felonies, right? Drug possession, drug addiction, violence, and other like disgusting crimes. One led a gang while he was in prison, yada, yada, yada. Some were confidential government informants. Some are liberals all their life and only to find MAGA paid the bills, so they switched. It's kind of important to know. If you're going to follow, if you're going to support somebody, it's important to know about them a little bit, just a little bit. Many of those people have a pattern of building all their influences and audiences off of Trump loyalty, MAGA, the more profitable for a while there, and then flipping for clicks, or once the other side pays better, whatever pays better, they go there. They just follow the money. Wherever the money is, that's where their principles lie now. So many people have a voice now, and because they're so I don't want to say like there's like extremely low barriers. Like I said, anyone can do it now. Anyone with a smartphone, which is fine again. But the problem is the algorithms. They reward consistent, emotional, and controversial content. Not like credentials, not necessarily that's the only measuring stick, but not like credentials or anything like that. That creates a flooded space full of grifters chasing clouds, blowing up their egos, infighting, quick rich schemes, all these gold, everyone's selling gold now, whatever. But many deliver like any benefit, zero policy ideas, zero impact, but they still extract donations from people and attention somehow. A lot of that's based on the algorithms. A lot of that's based on the fact that they all like push each other and share each other's audiences and stuff like that. There's a lot of little tactics that they do. While I was searching, Grok mentioned that I am the blue collar common sense anti-grifter approach stands out precisely because it calls this kind of behavior out. Sometimes people unfollow. I've had that happen before. It's not popular to rock the boat. If I complain about one grifter, people loyal to him will unfollow me or her or whatever. But I don't care. I mean, I appreciate that people follow. I truly do. I say it every day, every time I'm on. But I know it's not popular to rock the boat. I've always hated that grifting class. The way they fleece American citizens, patriotic people or Christians. I've been writing about it since the People's Convoy. Those who know about that know about that. And don't get me wrong, I'm not judging. I'm just discouraged that so many people on either side will follow someone without knowing anything about them. I'm all for redemption. I've been to rock bottom myself. I'm not saying these are bad people. I'm not saying that they're, anyone, like I said, anyone can find redemption if you search for it. I'm saying in a normal world, no one would give a crap what some of these people have to say. And no one should, in my opinion. Do they deserve their First Amendment rights? Ooh, it's hot here. If you're watching, Faith, turn the air down. Do they deserve their First Amendment right? Of course they do. Of course they do. But there are too many out there who don't do it for the right reasons. Who am I to say what the right reasons are? Fair question. I'm not one. However, can't we agree that getting into it purely for the money, playing a character for the clicks and the grift is not the right reasons? Again, who am I? Who am I to say what's right? This is not Yeah, again, I'm nobody, essentially. So who am I to say what's right? That's as far as I would go about as far as saying what's right and what's not. I wouldn't question someone's personal reasons, just like I wouldn't question someone's faith. But if someone runs into the church during the service, yells that he's a Christian, and loves Jesus, and then grabs the offering plate and runs out of the church, is it safe to assume that he was there for the wrong reasons? That's all I'm saying. People are looking for hope and truth and voices that they can actually trust. Instead, they get characters who hold their whole goal is to convince you to trust them. That's the thing. I'm just who I am. I'm not out here trying to convince anybody of who I am or to try to trust me. I'm not, anything I say, go verify. I can be wrong. I just pay attention. That's all. I pay attention more than most. I enjoy it. Some of this political stuff makes people sick to their stomachs, gives them a headache. I've followed politics for over 30 years. I followed it really, really closely for 15, well, probably 20. I've really enjoyed it. I've always enjoyed politics. I had a hard life early on. I've faced and fought alcoholism for decades. I've been to rock bottom. And you know what? I found that the ground there is just absolutely amazing for building on. I've owned multiple businesses. I'm part of a successful marriage for 20 years. I've raised kids, raising kids. I'm no expert on anything. Taken some seminary courses, but I'm no expert there either. I stood up for my country, and Americans on many occasions, I held on to my integrity while almost everyone around me fell to the skeletons in their closets. And then I started doing live streams and videos. After all that, I didn't do it for the money because it's so lucrative. I just enjoy it. I like doing it. I didn't do it to go viral or become famous or any of that stuff. That's not the point. I started documenting our experiences in DC for those 34 days and nights and decided I enjoyed it so much and I continued doing it. It doesn't make me better. It just is what it is. People should understand who the people they listen to and trust really are. I know I'm not going to reach everybody. I don't mean to tell you that this person's okay and that person's not okay. That's not up to me. I don't know your beliefs. I don't know what your principles. You like different people than I like. That's totally fine. I'm not going to tell you who to like. We should all be able to like who we like, and they should be able to speak and exercise their First Amendment rights without having other people silence them somehow. However they do it. I just want you to understand who the people are that you're listening to. Who are you giving your time to? Who are you listening to and then believing and then repeating their opinions? So few people actually ask those questions, especially the podcasters and influencers. Just know what you believe and why you believe it. Know who you believe and why you believe them. Cling to your principles and stand for what you know in your heart is right. Whatever that is, whether I agree with it or not, good for you. First Amendment, work it out, do it. Do it. That's why I was against what those clowns did in Dallas when they got in front of the protesters and they were marching on the street, and then they stopped the parade, and then they told them they're not going until they say they can go, and all that kind of stuff. That's abuse of your free speech. That's not, you're shutting someone else's free speech down, then it's not okay anymore. He could have free speech. He could have marched with them just like he was doing and megaphone and make jokes, and that was fine. That was fine. That's just exercising your free speech. But when you stop the movement there and you force them to stop walking and you tell them they're not going to go unless you say they can go and all this other garbage, then you're overstepping your First Amendment. You don't get to do that to people. We don't have to agree. So many people think we have to agree. But we do have to be informed, says Thomas Jefferson. And we do have to be respectful while we debate the policy of the day. At the same time, we crush into the ground progressive ideas that we know don't work. Crush to the ground their ideas, not the people. The people are our brothers and sisters. We forget so easily that we are all Americans, except for the ones that Joe Biden went in. We are all Americans. Now, I'm going to run real quick and get a refill on my coffee here, and then I'm going to get into a little bit about what Grok said about me. Let me see if I had a video queued up. Oh, this is amazing. I'm going to play this for you. This is some of the most amazing. I guess it says urban downhill full speed. This I can't even explain it. It's amazing. I couldn't even get close. I'd fall on the first turn. I'd fall on the steps. I'd probably run on the wall, fall over this fence that you're about to see. Let me pull this up here. I'll play this while I get my coffee refill. Turn the air conditioner down a whole bunch.
10 segundos. 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, dale.
Out of control. I would have been dead like 8, 9 times by now. Maybe more than that. I can't. I couldn't have done that when I was young. I couldn't do it now. I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. Hey, leave people in the chat alone. Focus your attention on me. Focus it on me. I did look up, so I looked up myself on Grok. So I was like, let me see what it says about me. So I asked it, is Mags America first? It already knows me, so. It said, yes, MagAmericans, you come across as MAGA America first, aligned with blue-collar anti-grifter twist. Quick breakdown. Yada, yada, yada. I don't read all this. Your website champions patriotism, freedom, and America First values. Also covers Trump-era policies positively and sells merch with Christian conservative themes like Christ is King. You're in a MAGA adjacent space, but take a skeptical reformist or drain the swamp with MAGA stance. Within MAGA stance, you criticize infighting, grifters, and blind loyalty while still operating under the MAGA America First banner. This puts you closer to the populist anti-establishment wing that wants purer America First outcomes rather than institutional conservatism or never Trump sides. I like it. In short, yes, you're MAGA America First, just the critical, no scared cows, no sacred cows flavor of it. That style often puts people at odds with bigger players who demand strict loyalty. Mags gained visibility through his hands-on protest involvement, especially joining the 1776 restoration movement in 2022. He camped with them on the National Mall in DC for over a month, which he documented in his book, Mag's book, Freedom Isn't Free. The book focuses on internal movement dynamics, facing Antifa, and constitutional advocacy. So there you go. That's what Grok thinks about me. I like it. I'll take it. I'll take that. I'll take that. I'll take it. I asked you not to do that. So take yourself a little timey outie, just a little one, just for a second. I just want to bring something else up here. So what we got going on in the chat real quick, and then I'm going to get back to one more thing I wanted to talk about, which of course I had all queued up, but now I don't. Why would I have it queued up? Oh, that's right. It was over here. I do have it queued up. Look at that. So in Pittsburgh, they're going to be having the draft, the NFL draft. And you know what? It's totally racist. You believe that? It's totally racist. It's unbelievable. I got to bring this video up here. Where's the full screen thing? There's no full screen option. Let me see here. All right, whatever. We're just going to play it. I'm going to bring it up. Ding, ding. This is the lady that stormed the church with Don Lemon and all those people. Everything is racist.
Armstrong. I am a civil rights attorney, an activist, as well as the co-founder of the National Target Boycott. I am here standing in solidarity with the people of Pittsburgh, and particularly the Black community and Black business owners who are experiencing an injustice.
Keep in mind, she wouldn't be there, if it wasn't a national event. She wouldn't be there. On a side note, it was applications for that. She's going to be talking about the vendor positions for the approved vendors that can go down, business owners that can go down there and set booths up and do that kind of stuff. Applications opened on April 1st, 2025 and closed on May 7th, 2025. 1,700 businesses applied and only 165 were selected. Being selected didn't guarantee a contract, blah, 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 blah. The NFL Draft Source Program was explicitly open to all local businesses in the 10-county Pittsburgh region. It strongly encouraged applications from certified diverse businesses, including those that are minority owned, which includes Black-owned businesses.
At the hands of the NFL. Now, as you have heard earlier from speakers, the NFL has enjoyed the talent of Black athletes. They have also had a history of discriminating against Black coaches as well. And now we are seeing discrimination against Black businesses in Pittsburgh who deserve the opportunity to be able to vend at the NFL draft. This particular draft event is expected to bring in upwards of $200 million. When you look at the socioeconomic conditions facing Black residents of Pittsburgh, we know that disparities abound. We know that there's a lack of economic opportunity, but B. Marshall and his wife have been very intentional about creating economic opportunity for Black businesses.
The official requirements to be eligible, your business must meet these core requirements. Be the direct source of the goods or services that you offer, no middlemen or resellers. Be in good standing and fully eligible to do business in the state of Pennsylvania. Be headquartered in the greater Pittsburgh area, specifically in one of these 10 counties that goes on the list of counties. Strongly encouraged, but not required. This came from the NFL. Certified diverse businesses. Strongly encouraged. Certified diverse businesses. At least 51% owned and operated by a minority, which means they meant a woman, a person with a disability, LGBTQ plus, or a veteran. Why is LGBT plus on there? Why is that on there? Why is LGBT plus in the same category as, skin color, as far as being a minority and things like that? What are we doing? On a side note, come on, guys. Let's be more serious, people. Can we be more serious about life and stuff? Businesses that have been operating since at least April 2023 preferred for some categories, and companies that can provide services to the NFL actually needs. See listed below. That's what they tried to get.
So why wouldn't?
So on a side note, don't forget this ended. The application period ended last May. Last year it ended, right? And now she's showing up. What is it? A month before? Not even a month before the draft, right when there's going to be all kinds of news there. They can get their clowns together and they can all go march with their stupid signs and they can yell at people and they'll get coverage. And that's the point. It's not about the issue. She doesn't give a crap about the issue, except for the fact that she can grift from it. That is it. Or she would have been here months ago, right?
The city of Pittsburgh, including its mayor, its city council, and other elected officials, stand behind Black businesses who are not asking for anything special.
They are exactly asking for something special. That is exactly what they're doing. That's exactly what they're doing.
Other than equal treatment and an opportunity to participate in the NFL draft, as nearly 500,000 people flood into the city of Pittsburgh. And why wouldn't the NFL want to offer these opportunities to Black businesses here to participate in the draft? These are open questions that need to be asked and answered. As you all just saw over the weekend, 8 to 10 million people across this country and even internationally participated in No King's Day marches and rallies, including protests in my home state of Minnesota, where we hosted the flagship event. And at our event, we had well-meaning allies who attended to stand against the authoritarianism of the Trump administration. And we are saying to those allies, stand now for Black businesses in Pittsburgh. Help to hold the NFL accountable for opening doors of opportunity. That is a part of what we need to be envisioning when we think about the future of this country. It is the harm that the Trump administration is causing by attempting to roll back diversity, equity, and inclusion. And when it is businesses like Target Corporation and the NFL who have an opportunity to open doors for Black businesses and other businesses of
They had the opportunity to open doors. They did open doors. They encouraged them to do it. Some people are always late. Anyway.
color, but choose to look the other way.
Yes, look the other way.
In a moment like this, which is unconscionable and unacceptable.
Unacceptable.
Ms. Nikema.
Give us money. We need more money. More money, please. We're going to need that money. Speaking of no kings, check this video out.
How do these people not know that these rallies are a for-profit business? Leah Greenberg and Ezra Levin are the co-directors of Indivisible. Indivisible is one of the organizers of the No Kings rallies. And wait until you see how much Leah and Ezra paid themselves this year from their own company that organized this event. Indivisible is a PAC, which means that all of their transactions and payments are public. We have the receipts right here. They did $6 million last year. We can see the tens and tens of thousands of dollars they spent on merch. We can see the hundreds of thousands of dollars they paid to the ad agency to run all the ads to organize this. We can even see what they paid Stripe for the processing fees. We even have the payments to the media outlets that showed up at the events and covered it. And then we have the payroll. Look at this, staff time reimbursement. We have 3 payments, one for $1 million and 2 for $750,000. Clean, round numbers. These are not merchant payments. These are paychecks.
There's another one underneath that for $85,000, but he just mentioned the real big one. So yeah, it's a totally grassroots movement going on there. Should be very proud of it. Really proud. You know, it's just great what we got over here. I don't go to Target. Yep. I'm playing Bonnie's out. That's good. I'm glad. I've really never liked her from the very beginning. What we got over here in the starred comments? What happened to no new wars, MAGA morons? I don't know. I've already given my opinion on that. I'm not real crazy about it, but there's a good case for it. If you've been paying attention to Iran for all these years, I'm not a big fan of the partner we're working with, to be honest with you, but it is what it is. Oh wait, here we go. Hang on, all caps.
We're gonna do the all caps thing. Political extremism is a sign of a lack of intelligence and proof that you're gay. Don't be a lame political extremist.
Thanks for that input. I appreciate that. Well, stopping a parade is a breach of peace while making that protest an unlawful assembly, and an unlawful assembly is not protected by the Constitution. 100%.
Bro's worried about the stupid shit no one cares about. Instead of Trump hiding the Epstein files and getting us into an endless war again.
That's part of the point, is that I don't, if he gets out of there, like he said, I said before he talked, I thought he's going to be out of there in 2 weeks. I've been saying that for a week. I think he's going to be out of there about 2 weeks. And then he said in the speech, 2 to 3 weeks. Thanks for watching the show, President Trump.
Wrong.
I said about 2 weeks. And if he gets out of there in 2 weeks and we don't, and that's it, we're done. We don't have any regime building. We're not leaving troops behind. There's nothing going on. We are coming home 100%. Then, okay, great. I guess I would consider it a success. I'm not crazy about it still, but I guess I would consider the mission a success. Oh, not another one. That's played out, bruh.
Oh boy! A bootlegger channel. How quaint.
A bet this guy is a fan of this lady.
Depending on us to win all the things. NEA, we have to win all the things.
All the things.
All the things.
This is
All
old,
the
but still funny.
things. Our colleagues are depending on us.
Remember, National Education Association, right? These people make policy for the people that teach your children.
To win all the things. Keep going, NEA. To preserve our democracy, we must win all the things. Delegates, we won't go back. We will keep going forward because we are the NEA. We are the NEA. We are the NEA.
Oh, they're like, yay!
Depending on us to win all the things.
What a great speech. All the things. Believe all the things. All of them. You're supposed to believe all of them. Don't forget. You're supposed to believe all the things. It's just outstanding. It's outstanding. It truly is. I have to give some credit on my post the other day. I was talking about that protest and how those 3 clowns got in the way of it and everything. Yeah, psycho for real. What's up, Pipe Bonza? I have to give some credit. So somebody said, when I was talking about that, how their behavior was horrible, he said, apparently there are rules for the left and rules for the right. Expressing views that don't coincide with theirs is not allowed. Sometimes you have to seize the moment, kind of defending them, I think. And I said, no, there are no rules, just common decency. Morals, integrity. They behaved like thugs, desperate for attention, all for likes. It's lazy. It's indecent. It's un-American. It makes us look like them. Did it help anything or anyone besides themselves? Nope. Why do people support it? Because they are willing to sacrifice their morals on the political altar. It's okay to silence others as long as we think it is right or funny. Puppets. Puppets. But anyway, I have to give him some credit because he made a point. He said that's a really good point.
Against their civil rights.
Comment of the day from what's got to be the dumbest female member of Congress.
As far as I'm concerned, you randomly kidnapping folk and you throwing them out of the country against their civil rights, against their constitutional rights. And frankly, how would they feel if some other country decided that they were going to just start throwing people randomly in our country? Like that is absolutely insane. So yes, all I got to say is y'all need to get these fools out of here. But Deborah, as far as I'm concerned, you randomly kidnapping.
She's an influencer and a part-time.
There was just a
congressperson. This story is going viral in Pittsburgh, but it has national implications, so to speak. This is Colin Dunlap on our local radio station, KDK Radio.
For those fine folks living in McCandless, there was just a protest right outside Trader Joe's, within walking distance of this facility. And you screamed about ICE being the bad people. Or are they still bad now? Also remember this. Doesn't there need to be a referendum on how this man was hired at such a place if he was in this country illegally? But here's the big cherry on top. For people like Barb Warwick, who create an atmosphere where
there was an illegal alien that was working at an elderly place and ended up graping either one report said one of the patients, one report said someone else that worked there.
Where other people, particularly white old cat ladies who live in a suburb, like Barb, but she lives in the city.
Barb's a really liberal,
scream about hating
progressive
ICE.
Left.
Remember this when you say these words about how these federal agents are so bad. Even though this man allegedly raped a disabled woman and maybe did other things with mentally challenged people and people in memory care facility. Barb empowers people like this to yell about ICE being bad to the point where the very jurisdiction where this happened last month, their council voted not to cooperate with ICE.
Yeah, Pittsburgh just did that too.
Do you want to take that back, maybe? Do you maybe think that was a bad decision? Do you maybe think you have blood on your hands? Somebody mentally disabled was raped by somebody not supposed to be in this country. But I keep being the bad guy for pointing this stuff out, right?
Yeah, I know.
Those
I know
people
the
in Beaver
pain.
Falls that were run over by that man, drunk.
Yeah, there's been all kinds of.
He
deaths
wasn't
in that
supposed
area.
to be in this country. But I'm the bad guy, right? Barb Warwick and people like that continue to spew this nonsense about ICE being terrible, ICE being awful. What if that's your sister?
Right?
What if that's your mom? What if that's your neighbor? See, you don't care because you want to carry a sign. You want Facebook comments. You want hits. You want people at the PTA to say, oh, you're such a great mom. ICE out, ICE out. And you live in a freaking cul-de-sac and you don't deal in real life. This is absurd.
Absolutely.
Absurd. And people who went to that meeting in McCandless, who said, wait just a minute, we should think about cooperating maybe with ICE, they were shouted down. They were seen as bullies and haters. They're a lot more American than you idiots. A lot more. But you won't hear them today.
Nope, they'll be real quiet.
Barb Warwick won't talk about a woman getting raped in McCandless.
Nope.
By somebody who shouldn't be here and doesn't
Same
have
reason
legal
why they
paperwork.
they won't put that video up.
You won't hear Bethany Hallam today. You won't hear Lisa Schulman today from County Council. Where's Dan Grisbach to talk about this one? Nowhere.
Just like it is everywhere else. It's the same story all across the country. It's the same story all across the country. They won't talk about it. Liberal policies hurt Americans. Here, check this out. What's going on in Virginia, guys? What's going on in Virginia? Elections matter.
Of the Commonwealth of Virginia, Abigail Spanberger, ran for that office as a moderate. But the executive order that she talked about is state and local police not cooperating with ICE to get criminal illegal immigrants. There's also a list of, now the Democrats control the legislature, that a number of bills that have been put forward. You can't read it here, but let me just go through it. Sales tax on Uber Eats, Amazon, sales tax on admissions to a variety of businesses, create 2 new higher tax brackets, 10% tax bracket for anyone making over $1 million, 3.8 investment tax, raise the hotel tax, new personal property tax on landscaping equipment, ban gas-powered leaf blowers, guarantee.
That's the stuff people don't think about, right? Ban gas-powered leaf blowers, for instance. Hey, guess what? That means every single landscaper in the whole state has to go out and get rid of all their gas-powered blowers because they're just a hazard. They're bad for the environment or something. They got to go get rid of the ones that work really well, professional landscaping tools, and go out and buy battery-operated or plug-in pieces of crap. So they have to go out and spend money on this equipment now because the government's forcing them to do it. Some landscaping companies can't afford to replace $100 each blowers. They're $200 for the ones that they're going to have to need. They're going to have to spend a lot of money per blower for these heavy battery operated garbage blowers. But they don't care about that because that's just the people. That's just the people. Forget about the people.
Illegal aliens free education. Make it illegal to approach somebody at an abortion clinic. Extend the time absentee ballots can be received after Election Day. Allow people to cast their votes electronically through the internet. Expand ranked choice voting. Extend the deadline for ballot curing. Redact the addresses of political candidates from FOIAs. Add Virginia to the National Popular Vote Compact. Make it illegal to hand count ballots. $500 sales tax on firearm suppressors. Assault weapons at large capacity magazine ban. 11% sales tax on all firearms and ammunition. Prohibit outdoor shooting of a firearm less than 5 acres. Lower the criminal.
But now, what happens to the gun ranges that don't have 5 acres? They go out of business, right? I mean, what are they doing to their people?
Penalties for robbery. Ban the arrest of illegal aliens in courthouses. Remove mandatory minimum sentences. Allow localities to install speed cameras and replace Columbus Day with Indigenous Peoples Day.
Wow.
So elections have consequences, Josh.
What a spectacular reminder that we no longer live in an era where there's an existence of a moderate Democrat. I think for the last 6 months,
So
for those
true.
of us who pointed out that the Mamdanis of the world had taken over the Democratic Party, we were assured, no, that's not the new face of the Democratic Party. It's people like moderates, Abigail Spanberger. I mean, she's there for a cup of coffee, and all of a sudden we have a communist manifesto out in front of us.
That's what you get.
This is going fast and furious, but it is how Democrats govern, regardless of what they say. Even in a state, a purple state like Virginia, Youngkin didn't govern as a right-wing lunatic. She's trying to take it so far left, it's almost unrecognizable.
After that's the new.
That's what you get. You know why they got that? Because they didn't turn out. Because the people didn't go out to vote. I don't remember what it was. I looked it up at the time. The percentage of people that go out to vote, especially the people on the right, is so pathetically low that we allow other people to take it over. Then get rid of AC units because bigger greenhouse ozone depletion. They won't. All right. You know, on a side note, earlier when I was like, oh, it's hot in here. And I said, hey, Faith, if you're watching, turn the air up or down. And then I went out there immediately at my coffee and I said, man, it's hot. And I looked at the air conditioner, set the thermostat, and it was off. And I said, hey, what's going on? Why is the air off? It's hot as heck in there. And she said, oh, I thought you said turn it off. And I said, no, I said turn it down. So, hey, that was great. It's like sabotage. Sabotagery. Oh, it's a crazy world out there. I don't know if I have anything else here. Let's see. What else we got? What else we got? This was interesting.
Yeah.
This was very interesting. I'm just going to let this play. I'm going to ask you what you have to say. Gates came out the other day. Former Representative Gates came out the other day and said that military briefed him on aliens and humans, breeding program, and all this weirdness and stuff. And oh, excuse me. Well, I'm gonna let him explain it to you, but this guy's always good.
I don't have the tinfoil hat on just yet, Congressman, but I'm wondering, kind of how you react to that, because you are connected. You're on the UFO subcommittee. I mean, I'm just wondering what you make of that. Have you heard anything like that?
Well, I'm still a member of Congress, so I can't really comment too much on what Matt said. But I will say this.
Wait, seriously? Are you being serious, or is that tongue in cheek?
I'm being 100% serious. Okay. I've been 100% serious. I've been briefed by just about every alphabet agency there is. And I'll just tell you this, if they would release the things that I've seen, you would stay up, you'd be up at night worrying about or thinking about this stuff. We just need to disclose it all. I'm sick of it. Well, I was briefed. I'll just tell you this. I was briefed last week on an issue, 2 weeks ago. And it would have set the earth on. This country would have come unglued, I think, if they would have heard all that I heard. They would demand answers, and we need to. But it's never going to get. Unfortunately, it just keeps getting covered up, and the people that know are dying or disappearing, as the case may be.
Wow.
And for the record, I'm not suicidal, and I don't take risks.
So, I'm glad you said that.
I'm
weird. Speechless, Congressman. We will have you back.
You should be. And I told the president, release it all. And the problem is the people that are around the president don't know and the president doesn't know the questions to ask. A few of us are going to have to get with the president and tell him what he needs to ask and where he needs to look. I mean, we're in meetings and they give addresses and tell locations of items. I'll just say
items.
And, the public has a right to know, dadgummit. It's your tax dollars.
Absolutely.
Let's get it out there.
You got my attention, Congressman. I appreciate you being as forthcoming as you have been tonight, and we look forward to having you back. Look, I know Donald Trump wants to disclose something. He hasn't done it yet, but I think he wants to be the president to do that. Tim Burchett, thank you.
He does.
That's some weird stuff going on. I know before it was like, all of a sudden, aliens. Hey, look over there. It's aliens. Don't look over here. No, whatever that was going on over here, don't look at that anymore. Look over here. There's aliens over there. Look, there's a light in the sky. Or something. It couldn't possibly be a drone. No way. People are nuts. Radical anti-ICE leftists in Rhode Island are patrolling around cities approaching normal citizens and demanding they ID themselves before accusing them of being ICE agents. People are crazy, guys. They're crazy. So this lady, I guess her car looks like ICE, right? And her windows are tinted, so they can't see in it. And they're creeping around, trying to figure it out. They're good soldiers. They're here for you and me, keep us all safe. Like, what is that, dude? You're touching the car, taking pictures of people. Are you ICE? Are you crazy?
Or people over here, so I had to circle the block again.
On the side note, I think he was much worse than Carter. There was much more corruption. They're getting the license plate numbers, guys. Watch them. They got to check everybody.
Of identification, please show a badge, a warrant. Please show any sign of identification.
Messing with them. I like it. You got to mess with them. Friendly messing with them like that.
Balls. Are you ICE?
I love it.
ICE vehicle here at the Garrity Courthouse. They are here to take people like they have for the past year, for the past month, for the past years. They have been taking people from the Garrity Courthouse.
She's just messing with him now.
This is an ICE vehicle here at the Garrity Courthouse. Please be advised, this is an ICE vehicle here at the Garrity Courthouse. ICE has been taking people here at the courts, at schools, at churches. Please be advised, this is an ICE vehicle.
It's an ICE vehicle. It's an ICE vehicle. Gas was cheaper under Biden. You know, it's funny to me how people, first of all, it's like, oh, gas prices aren't controlled by the president when it was Obama. And then when it was Bush, gas prices are totally affected by the president. And then when it was Trump, it was gas prices are totally affected by the president. And then when it was Biden, it was like gas prices are totally not affected by the president. Unless they're low, then it's the president. And now it's Trump again. It's all his fault. It's all his fault. Remember when Obama, I believe it was, 3 years, barrels of oil where he had him over $100 for 3 straight years? I think the ideal number is like 70, somewhere in there, I think. He had him over 100 for 3 years. Did anyone say anything? Nah. You know why? Probably because of the party. Probably because of the party. Here's a really disgusting story that turned into a really nice story. This woman was about to leave work when she got a call from someone saying that they had spotted a mama dog and some puppies that were dumped on a dirt road. She jumped in her car and headed that way. This is what she found. Takes a sad human to do this. It does take a sad human to do this kind of stuff. But this is just, I like it. It's good.
Hey everybody, I'm on Longview Road. Got a report of a mama dog and puppies that were dumped, and I've just come upon them. What is wrong with people? Oh, this poor mama. These tiny babies. What's wrong with people?
Oh, on a side note, when I talk about this here, when Trump handed over to Biden was a 1.4 inflation rate, and he took it up to 9.4, I think it was.
Hi, Mama. Hey, baby.
They're in the middle of nowhere.
You're so look at your babies.
Let me look at your babies. Can I look at your babies? I'm gonna look at what they're eating. Come here, Mama. What are y'all eating? Somebody dumped y'all out with your shavings from your house is what it looks like. Wow.
I want those puppies.
Wow. As you can see, I'm on Longview Road. I have not even passed the house the last mile. They definitely dumped them. It looks like I said, this is the shavings from their house. Exactly what that is. What a piece of crap. Hi, babies. You want to come with me? Oh, Mama, it's okay. You're safe, baby girl. You're safe. Come
I
on.
love it. That's great.
Come on, littles. Oh, no. Hi. Can I pick your babies up? Can I pick them up? Yeah. It's okay. Oh, little babies. Oh, my goodness. Come on, little one. Come with me. Oh, you're going to
Probably
run with
because
me?
of the
Come on, little
shavings
babies.
from whatever the container they had them in
Mama,
is
I'll
all
get you
right
some
there.
food. Okay, stay tuned. I'm going to get these littles loaded up. Okay, Mama.
And they're in the middle of nowhere. That might be a guess too. I don't know. I have to. I still agree with that. Trump is the best president in modern history. I still agree with that. Like I said, you can support Trump and not support everything Trump does. That's where we forget. Like we all live like it's absolutes. I support this, so that means if I support Trump on this, then it just means that guy supports everything Trump does all the time, forever, and all the past, and everything ever Trump's ever done. He supports all of it, and that's the way it is now. It's not how it is. Or you could support 90%, 80%, and not the other part. It's okay. It's okay. Those things can happen at the same time. One more thing here. Keir Starmer, British Prime Minister, gets absolutely eviscerated by an angry mob calling him a traitor, a pedophile, and a child abuser. I'm glad that England, the people of the UK are finally standing up. It could be too late for them as far as all the Muslims are there. Paris and France is even worse off. Who knows? They're starting to the Europe's starting to wake up to it, starting to push for deportation and stuff like that. But this is just this is kind of the where it's like, look at the fear on his face. This is where when the government fears the people, there is liberty. This is wild. You think he'd have more protection?
You statist! You're a child abuser! You child abuser! You child abuser! Where's Jimmy Savile? Where's Jimmy Savile?
Wild. You think the Prime Minister of the UK would have more protection? Yeah, it's definitely no Churchill. Nope. the Strait of Hormuz, the prices that affects the price of oil around the whole world whenever the supply goes down. That's pretty much why. Yeah. So, tomorrow is Friday, and I love it. I love Friday. Yay. Those of you who know, I started a business 2 weeks ago. That's been going okay. We've been doing okay there. That's always nice. So, hey, everybody, like, share, and subscribe because, it's awesome. And it helps out. And the algorithm was always fighting us. So, like, share, and subscribe. Smile at a stranger. Check out MagAmericans.com. We will be back here. I'm sorry. I will be back here Saturday morning at 6 a.m. with another amazing show. An amazing show for you guys.
Wrong.
I'll do my best. Till then, smile at a stranger. Pray for your enemies. It brings you blessings.